In section 1-8, I want you to be able to apply translation to a point or sets of points, and also apply a reflection to points and sets of points. So let's go over some definitions before we get started. A transformation is a change in the size or shape of the figure. Now, a word that sounds like or similar to transformation is translation, and that's a transformation that moves a figure on the coordinate plane left, right, up, or down. A reflection is a transformation that flips a figure across a line called the line of reflection. Now, if you want to perform translations, you change the x value. If it's left, you're going to subtract. If it's right, you're going to add. You're going to change the y value. If you go up, you add, or down, you subtract. Okay, so let's look at a couple of transformations here. And you might think, well, why don't I just move every point 2 units down and 4 units to the right? The reason is I want you to get used to writing the transformations mathematically, and when we get to more difficult transformations, I want you to be in the habit of filling out the table with identifying the transformations. So let me show you what I mean. We want to go 2 units down. So if we're talking up or down, that's the y-axis. So we're going to change the y-coordinate, and if we want to go down, we're going in the negative direction. So I need to indicate what I'm doing to the y-coordinate. So we're going to do y minus 2 because we're going down 2 units. And then I want to go 4 units to the right. That affects, so left and right affect the x-coordinate. And if I'm going to the right, it's adding. If I go to the left, it's subtracting. So we're going to say x plus 4 to move to the right. All right, now I'm going to take all of my x-coordinates and I'm going to add 4 to them. When I do that, here, negative 2 plus 4 is going to give me 2. And negative 1 plus 4 is going to give me 3. 0 plus 4 is going to give me 4. And 2 plus 4 is going to give me 6. Now let's do the y-coordinates. Every y-coordinate you have to subtract 2 from. So we're starting out with 4. Subtract 2, we get 2. 0, subtract 2, we get negative 2. 2, subtract 2, we get 0. And 2, subtract 2, we get 0. Okay, so we're going to graph these points. These were our original ordered pairs, and now we're going to do 2, 2. So I'm going to graph that in blue. So 2, 2, and then we have 3, negative 2. So here's, oops, I think I just graphed 1, 2, didn't I? Here's 2, 2 right here. So we'll just kind of go like that. Take that first one off. I didn't go over far enough. All right, let's just take this off here. Okay, now we have 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so that's our 2, 2. And then we want 3, negative 2. And then we want 4, 0. And we're going to have to go off the graph here because this just goes to 5. And we also want 6, 0. So let's say that's 4, 5, 6 might be right here. Okay, now we're going to connect our points. And you can see that this figure has shifted 4 units to the right and 2 units down. Okay, now we're going to do a reflection. When you're performing reflections, I want you to think, if you forget on a test or a quiz what to do, let's see what happens. I want to reflect over the x-axis. So let's just pick, you can put any point on a coordinate plane. This is 2, 1. And if I want to reflect it over the x-axis, it's 1 unit away here, so it has to be 1 unit away here. So that's going to make it 2, negative 1. So when I went over the x stayed the same. The y-coordinate went to the opposite. So if we want to reflect over the x-axis, we take the opposite of the y value. If we want to reflect over the y-axis, we take the opposite of the x value. So this one is saying reflect over the y. Okay, so that means we need to change the x. So we're going to take the opposite of the x. So we can kind of scribble this out. I don't really like that there. We're going to go negative x. And this stays, the y stays the same. So we don't even have to worry about that. Let's just go fill in all the y's. 4, 0, 2, 2. Okay, now we're taking the opposite of every x. So that's going to be, opposite of that will give me a positive 2, positive 1, 0, and negative 2. So these are my new ordered pairs. I'm going to graph those in blue. I have 2, 4. So 1, 2, 4. I also have 1, 0. I have 0, 2. And I have negative 2, 2. Okay, so now I'm going to connect my points. And you can see we wanted to go over the y-axis. Just kind of think of folding this paper over this way, and this blue line is going to go to the black, which when I move it too far you can't see it, but you can probably do that on your paper. So that's performing translations and reflections.